Welcome to this LinkedIn Live. We're going to talk about community-powered leadership transformations. We are going to tell you a story about how David is becoming the leader that he wants to be step by step with the Management 2.0 membership community. The community is a space to become the leader you want to be. And most importantly, it's a space where you can do it with others. So that's our promise, our transformation promise, that you will have a space, the support, the tools, the accountability, the knowledge to become the leader you want to be. So this is a different journey for everyone. Today, we're going to know about David's journey, but your journey is unique to you. What is not different is that we can do it together. And so that's the exciting bit of being in a community. David, let's start with you.
I am former consultant and have been working as an Agile coach for 2.5 years in my current company. And these came with more responsibilities as a team lead and now guild lead for business agility and way of working.
And I remember you had some goals when you joined the community. What were those?
That's very true. And what you said before really resonates with me about being the leader that you want to be. When I took on the role, I really asked myself, how do I want to approach this? And what kind of leader do I want to be, and what kind of management styles I want to use? And this is a kind of questions that you're supposed to be ready for. This is something that you crave for, responsibilities, being able to be the change that you want to see. And once it really comes, then that's where do I start? How do you go from there? And when I joined the community, that's exactly where I was in my state of mind. And this was a starting point for me in this journey.
David, today I wanted you to tell us a story that you shared with the community. When our members join the community, they have the opportunity to do the FastTrack program. So this is a 5-week program where we explore the 5 Management 2.0 principles, and there's a weekly challenge. The story is all about co-creation, which is one of Management 2.0's principles. And the challenge was to find new opportunities for co-creation where you probably wouldn't look for them, or maybe not try them if you didn't get this prompt. Start from the beginning. What was the situation?
It was the 5th week of the FastTrack program. So I have to say, love the FastTrack. When I joined, I had a feeling of what I would get from it. I have to say it was more intense than I thought, and very grateful for it. Every single week, going back to it and going to a new challenge with things to prepare and exchange with the community is something that felt really good for me, because having a support system, when you are in a company, and in my position as an Agile coach and leading a community of Agile coaches, there is little understanding of what the expectation would be of an Agile coach or lead of Agile coaches. So where do you get the feedback from? How can you exchange and learn and improve? And this is what the community gave me. And on that specific day, I had the task, oh, David, please tell us, what kind of organization should we become? And it felt overwhelming. And right after the Management 3.0 FastTrack community exchange, I was like, I'm done. I cannot think anymore. The expectations feel overwhelming. It was a beautiful sunny day in Vienna. So I said, you know what? I go home and did some journaling, took some time to relax, did some meditation, and then my brain in the background was still running. So I started doing a brain dump, throwing ideas on paper, no Miro, no flip charts, no PowerPoint, just do it analog. And it felt good, because at the end of it, I felt, okay, I don't know how I'm going to go from there, but at least it's out of my system and it's on paper.
Yeah.
And the next day, when I came back to work, I felt more energized. And I was like, let's try it. Let's see what resonates with the colleagues, and let's work it out together. I did not present anything, and just, yeah, you know what, let's take 30 minutes. The 30 minutes became 1 hour, because my colleague got another coffee and started drawing on the flip charts. And we really went for co-creation. It felt quite liberating. And because we did that together, the idea belonged then to both of us. Some ideas during my brain dump that seemed very good, say, okay, this does not make sense, right? When I look back, it felt more spontaneous. And it felt really good to do that and to release from this pressure and expectation. 1 week later, another colleague came back to me and we had some conversation, and I realized that the model had evolved without me being aware of it. When the idea came back to me, it had evolved, took a different shape, and the new conversation that we had was more focused, had taken better input, and it was really not just mine anymore. And it was not me feeling forced to come up with the perfect solution. It was us three together feeling proud of the solution that we had. And then the next step was just to put it in Miro and present it for approval.
The pressure that you said that you felt releasing, like this weight from your shoulders that is releasing, this is the power of community.
Yeah.
And the transformational power of community for anyone, but specifically for leaders who have this weighted responsibility to have the right answer, to do the right thing. Having a support network, as you said, is so important.
That's true. And also, when you present an idea that you've been working on your own corner for many hours or weeks, at some point you get very defensive on feedback. The feeling is that not just the work is being criticized, but yourself. And then it becomes harder to make things evolve. And being vulnerable, bring it for feedback and say, hey, there is a challenge that I'm facing right now. What do you think? This is very helpful because it can trigger new ideas. These can trigger you and your creativity to go in directions that you did not foresee in the first place, but actually make a lot more sense.
I understand how unsettling it can be, especially if there's high stakes. And that's
true.
often, yes, that's often the case in a professional environment, or at least we feel there's higher stakes in that case. And I'm linking that to another benefit of being in a community with people who are not part of your organization. So they don't know you, they can fire you, they are not responsible for your next performance review. So they can give you honest feedback and you can receive it with really low stakes. I think that's a huge benefit from being in a community like the Management to Know membership community.
What is your support system for you as an individual? How do you gather ideas? How do you regenerate energy? But also, where are the people, the community that will support you when you face crisis or challenging situation? Can be your partner, can be family, parents, can be friends, can be colleagues at work, can be external community like Management 3.0. But being aware of this support system that you will do the task yourself, but never alone. And knowing that you're not alone is already a first step to take away some of this pressure that we actually put ourselves on ourselves. And it's a journey to get rid of that. And it's good to share that with like-minded people, because you can easily lose track of yourself when you're in a big organization with a very specific culture or structure. Over time can grind you, especially when you're a change agent or when you see yourself as, this is my responsibility to change the system, to help the system of my current employer to evolve them. Sometimes it can feel very lonely. But it doesn't mean you have to be alone.
This is hard. This is hard stuff. It's hard work to first figure out the kind of leader that you want to be, and then actually become that leader. That is hard work, but you don't have to do it alone. That's exactly it. David, this is our promise. Become the leader you want to be. How would you say the community is helping you achieve this?
I would say challenging questions. In the sense, this question of what kind of leader do you want to be? This is something that is not always given by current organization, and being challenged is, I think, very positive because you can thrive from it, you can learn, you can evolve, and having those challenges to really push you, but at your own rhythm, to thrive and to evolve and improve. This is something that it really brought me, and also the focus, in the sense, where do you start can feel very overwhelming. And then best practices that you can then adjust and bring back to the organization. This is something that really opened my eyes, how a community of practice can be run and what people can take from it. And this felt like very refreshing for me that, oh, there are alternatives, so the ways it is done. That would be my answer.
David, my last question to you.
Please.
What would you say to anyone listening who's still hesitating to join the community?
So I would say, if you're listening to this and you're still hesitating, just follow your instinct. This might really be the right thing for you to exchange with peers and try new things.
For everyone who watched this, managementfor.com/community. This is where you get all the information and this is where you can apply.
Yes, so doors close in 5 days. So you really don't want to delay it any longer. Press send.
Thanks everyone for joining and see you around.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, David.